Hi, I'm Mary Kate McGeehan, and this is Laurie Davis. One magazine called her America's best-kept secret. Another said of her, Laurie is about as hot as gurus get. For 26 years, the biggest stars in Hollywood have trusted Laurie to make their hair look its absolute best. In a moment, you're going to meet Laurie, and she's going to lead you step by step through the same hair conditioning system she uses with the stars and show you some wonderful hairstyling techniques. But first, just in case you missed the opening of Focus on Beauty, here's what a few of Laurie's clients had to say about her.
In my opinion, she's the absolute best. She's really more than a hairstylist. She's kind of more like a hair doctor. She can take any head of hair and with her special treatments, bring it into the absolute best condition possible. But even hair doctor doesn't do her justice. I think she's more of a miracle worker. And I'm not the only one who feels that way. You know, the truth is, I don't know many stars in Hollywood who haven't been to see her at one time or another. Her regular clients include Hollywood's biggest names: Julia Roberts, Michelle Pfeiffer, Winona Ryder, Barbara Hershey, and on and on and on. And when it comes to men, her clients include everyone from Ted Danson to Arnold Schwarzenegger. So why haven't you ever heard of Laurie Davis before? Simple. Because she's never been available to the general public before now. Her appointment book is usually jam-packed months in advance by movie studios and celebrity clients. And great-looking hair doesn't come cheap either. Laurie's hair coloring fees alone start at $300, and sometimes the studios pay as much as $3,000 per day. Is she worth it? Believe me, none of us would spend that kind of money on our hair if she wasn't. And how is Laurie able to make her clients' hair look so great? It's simple. Her treatments are unequaled, and her hair products are pure magic. In a moment, you're going to meet Laurie and learn about her incredible hair treatments. After years of perfecting them, she's finally making them available to every man and woman in America.
I once told her that I could lose my agent, I could lose my lawyer, but if I lost her, my career would be over.
She has that effect on men.
She does.
Laurie Davis is Hollywood's hair doctor, and when I came to her about 4 years ago, my hair was dead through a trillion permanents and dye jobs and chemicals. And at this point, Laurie Davis is the only person who I would trust with any chemical products to put on my hair.
I am a fan of Laurie Davis. I've been going to her for 10 years now, and I'm here to tell you, she has made my career. Between my dentist and Laurie, I've become famous, and I'm very happy. Come here, you little devil. Come over here. Come on, get over here. I just wanted to show you what a beautiful woman. Oh, don't put your jacket on. Come over here and give me a kiss. Isn't she wonderful? She really is. She's so kind to me. I'm so proud of her.
And now it's your turn to let Laurie Davis work her miracles on your hair.
What I don't like about my hair is that it's not thick like it used to be. Dry.
I have really funny hair. Sometimes it's really curly, and then sometimes it just straightens out and the ends are just frizzy.
Flat on top, frizzy on the bottom. It doesn't shine, it just lays there.
No, actually, if I don't condition it, it's frizzy, and if I over-condition it, it's limp.
My hair's dull.
Lifeless.
Flat.
It's not manageable, you know? There's not much I can do with it anymore other than just pin it up and hope for the best. It's like a crapshoot. I'm getting tired of it.
Hi, I'm Laurie Davis, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for ordering my hair care products. And you've joined my hair club, and when I found that out, I was so excited, because now each and every one of you is going to look so fabulous. You're going to look like the celebrities that I do, and even my own hair. I'm going to make your hair the very best it's ever looked. And I want you to pay attention. Now, I wish I could be with each and every one of you having a cup of coffee right now, maybe dinner, maybe even lunch in some states, but I can't. So you're going to have to watch this video with me, and I'm going to take you through step by step on how to use my hair care system. Now, you have to remember the key word here is system. It's not one hair product, it's not X amount of hair products, it's a system. Now, if I could have made one product that did everything, don't you think I would have? Other companies would have done the same thing. But mine is a system, and it works. And you are going to have beautiful hair, the best that you can ever have. I promise you that. And the way we get it done is the system. You can't use just one product and expect miracles. You have to use all of them, and you use them the way I'm going to train you. And then you're going to have the very, very best that you can have. So I want you to remember always, when you think of Laurie Davis, think of hair and think of system. And that's going to be the most important thing that you're going to remember through this whole video. Now, the first step of this system starts with my weekly hair clarifier. This is my weekly hair cleanser that gets rid of any residues that might be left on your hair, the environmental pollutants, or even chemicals and minerals from your own water. You want to use this at least once a week. And always use it before you perm or color your hair. If you're going to have your stylist perm or color your hair, be sure to take it with you so that they can use it to cleanse your hair before your treatment. This will enable the treatment, whether it's for perm or color, to take more evenly, and it gives you a better and longer lasting result. You use the clarifier just like a shampoo. But one trick I really like to tell people is to rub it around in your palms first so that you distribute the product more evenly for better lather and cleansing. Wet your hair thoroughly, then apply the clarifier. Lather, and if you have time, leave it on for a minute or two, and then rinse. If you feel it's necessary, you can use the clarifier up to 3 times a week, but no more than that. The rest of the week, you should use the appropriate shampoo for you. Let me remind you that use my shampoo for colored hair if you have color-treated hair, and my shampoo for permed or dry hair if your hair is naturally dry, permed and colored. And finally, if your hair is neither permed, colored, or dry, you could use my normal shampoo. Next, you want to use my Perfection, the weekly conditioner. This is my 10-minute miracle. Using this and the clarifier is like getting a brand new head of hair every week. To use it, after you thoroughly rinse out the clarifier, wring off the excess water with your hands. Then apply a generous amount of Perfection, massaging gently throughout your hair. Be sure to massage it even down to the roots. Now, this is important. If you don't have 10 minutes, leave it on for at least 3 minutes while you finish your shower. Shave your legs, finish washing. Even if you only leave it in for a few minutes, you'll see a big difference. So don't go without it just because you don't have 10 minutes. You'll still get amazing conditioning, and then next week, try to have 10 minutes for maximum results. Now, the rest of the week, you'll use the daily conditioner the same way, only leaving it on for 1 to 2 minutes instead of 10. Now, after conditioning your hair with either Perfection or my daily conditioner, you want to gently towel dry your hair. Then you come to my newest product, Crystalline Shine. Now, this product will give you fabulous shine and add a wonderful texture to your hair. Application is very important on this. Just apply 1 to 2 drops to your hand and no more. Rub them together and then run your fingers and hands through your hair very lightly, starting from the top and working downward to the ends, avoiding the roots. If more shine is needed, add more drops, 1 drop at a time. No more than 2 drops for short to medium length hair, and no more than 3 to 6 drops for long hair. The first few times you use it, apply it to your hair after you have dried and styled it. If your hair feels a little heavy or oily, you've used too much, so use less next time. Once you've discovered the right amount for your length and thickness of hair, you can try damp hair application. To do this, apply 1 to 2 drops to the palm of your hands and rub your hands and fingers together. Then lightly apply to your towel-dried hair, starting at the top, avoiding the roots and working downward to the ends. And then comb or brush through. After drying and styling your hair, you can add additional drops to increase shine, but only 1 drop at a time. But it's better to start with less than more. So you can always add that extra drop or 2 after your hair is dry for that extra shine. It's important that you use this product every day to help seal those split ends and keep the texture and the shine of your hair at its very best. If your hair feels heavy or oily after drying, you used a little too much. So use a little less next time. Once you discover the right amount for your hair, this will become your favorite product. You literally will never leave home without it. I know Ted Danson doesn't. And that brings us to my next product. It's my Memory Hold Spray. You use it any time you would use regular hairspray, but the results will be a much more natural looking hold that feels as good as it looks. Now in this product, I don't want you to be limited by your preconceived ideas about hairspray. Even if you normally don't use hairspray, you'll want to use this one. Every hair type or style will benefit from Memory Hold. Even if you wear your hair in a loose, natural style, you'll love how it keeps your hair looking as full and well-shaped throughout the whole day as it did when you first dried it. Always hold the bottle 6 to 10 inches away from your head, and remember, start with a light spray. You can always add more. Let the spray dry thoroughly for a minute or two. It may feel a little stiff like traditional spray at first, but after it dries, you can run your fingers through it, scrunch it, or brush through it for immediate softness, leaving your hair with a beautiful shine and a fuller, more naturally beautiful style. You can also use Memory Hold throughout your styling process on wet hair to make your curls dry perfectly, during blow drying for extra volume and styleability, and even while you're rolling your hair, you can use it on the ends for more curl or on the roots for more volume. When you've got that style you want, give your hair an even all-over spray. I'll show you more tips on how to use it in our section on styling. Next, I want to talk to you a little bit about a few of my products that we didn't mention in the show because they aren't included in my Hair Essentials kit. Now, everybody loves my Memory Hold, but I know some of you have very heavy or very hard to hold hair, or maybe you just prefer a more traditional hairspray with a super hold. So for you, I have my Super Hold Spray. This is not a styling spray. It's simply for a firm hold. I've also got my Styling Spray Gel. Now my Memory Hold works great for styling, but my spray gel is a styling spray for those of you who are used to using a gel or feel you need to add a firmer form to your style. Now this product is great when you are styling your hair and then can be followed with my Memory Hold as a finishing spray. Next, I have a mini kit I'm very excited about. It's my Super Moisturizing Kit, and it's heat activated. It includes the best deep penetrating combination of moisturizers, rich oils, and conditioners that I could find. I formulated them to have their performance supercharged by heat. I've included this heat bonnet that can be used with any conventional blow dryer. With this kit, you can have a spa quality treatment in your own home every couple of weeks. To use it, you simply apply a generous amount of the heat-activated deep moisturizers to clean, towel-dried hair. Then put the bonnet on your head and attach it to your blow dryer. Use your blow dryer on high and heat your hair for 5 minutes. Remove the blow dryer from the bonnet and leave the bonnet on your head for an extra 5 to 10 minutes while it cools. Then rinse thoroughly. You won't believe how rich and luxurious your hair will feel. Next, we're going to show you the best ways to dry your hair to prepare it for styling. Before you start to style your hair, you want to rough dry it. In other words, getting it about 90% dry. To do this, start by gently towel drying your hair. But don't be too rough on your hair at this point, or you'll create tangles and friction that can damage it. Next, before you comb your hair and begin blow drying, I want you to apply 2 to 6 drops of my Crystalline Shine, depending on the length and thickness of your hair. Then comb through. Now you're ready to start rough drying with your blow dryer, and this should remove about 90% of the moisture in your hair prior to styling. The first areas to blow dry are your bangs and any other problem areas, such as short hair around your face or cowlicks. Since these areas are short, they'll dry faster, and you don't want them to dry wrong. Starting with the root area, always dry your hair, lifting it away from the head to create volume. You can do this with your fingers, a brush, or by turning your head upside down. Try to think of drying your hair in sections. Start with the crown, then the sides, then the back. Don't spend too much time in one area because that lets the other areas dry flat. It's better to alternate the areas, repeating the process. Now, if you're going to wear your hair straight or roll it, you can just use a regular blow dryer. I prefer to use it on a medium heat. Unless you absolutely have to, there's no reason to subject your hair to more intense heat than is necessary. Now, this is the perfect time to use Memory Hold for more volume and lift. Just get right in there and spray it into your hair while you're drying. If you want to maintain curls, then you'll want to add a diffuser to the end of your blow dryer and dry your hair with the diffuser through the entire process. Even with the diffuser, you want to spray your hair with memory hold before beginning to blow dry your hair. This will give more hold to your curls. And don't forget, if you've dried your hair with a diffuser to maintain a curly look, don't comb through it unless you want more waves rather than curls. Let me just give you some general information on using rollers. I'll get more specific when we talk about specific styles. Be sure to get your ends smooth on the roller so that you don't get a fishhook look. You can spray a little memory hold on the ends to make them more manageable. Here's another great place to use my memory hold. Once you have all the rollers in your hair, give an overall spray of memory hold. The amount of curl you get is directly dependent on how long you leave the rollers in. For a loose, natural look, a good rule of thumb is to start taking the first roller out as soon as you put the last one in. For more curl, leave them in longer. When using heat rollers, after taking them out, don't brush your hair while it's still warm. This can damage the hair and pull the curl right out. Instead, give it another quick spray of memory hold and let it cool. If you want a softer curl, brush it now. And if you want a loose, tousled look, don't brush it. Just pull the curls apart with your fingers and give it a final light spray. In this section, we're going to look at a few tricks and techniques for styling different textures and lengths of hair. Now, this is a place where you can use your fast forward button to search for your length of hair. But if I were you, I'd watch all of these techniques, even if they don't apply to your length of hair, because many of them are universal. And besides, it's fun. Hi, I want you to meet Janice. Now, Janice has a specific problem she wants to talk about. What is your problem with your hair?
Well, my hair is too limp, it's too fine, and Lori, to be honest with you, I really don't do much with it. Because
so basically this is it. Do you do anything else with it other
well,
than...
all right, like when I do my aerobics, I may try to do something like, I might take my hair like this and put a little clip like this to keep the hair out of my face.
Okay,
but that's about it.
So this is it?
This is it.
Well, let's get rid of that. Let us start and do something with you, okay?
Great.
Let us try. Right, guys?
Oh.
Now, if you have hair out there like this, I want you to pay attention because it's very fine hair and it doesn't seem to hold much. Very delicate hair. So you want to take good care with it. But the first thing I want to do with her is I want to add a little of the crystalline shine. Now, that's very important, as I said before, on any type of hair. You want to get that on and work it through. You want to add that extra shine to the hair. So we're just going through here really good. I can see it starts to pick up a little glistening.
Yeah, I can see
from the
it.
light. Yeah. I'm going to take a little brush action just to go through it. Make sure that I have it all the way through.
Boy.
What it ends up doing is it also gives a little bit extra volume in it. As you can see, it's already picking up.
Yeah, there is. There's more volume.
Yeah. But also it has a sunscreen in, so when you're out, you know, if you play tennis or anything, you know what? You're protecting your hair with a sunscreen.
Great.
Now what we're going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of the memory hold. We want to give her a little bit more volume, a little bit more body up here. Just by grabbing it. Just spray that root area, let it lift. Just the old spritz. Just let that hair work for you.
That's amazing.
Just pick, because what you're doing is I'm giving you more hair now. A little bit more volume. Oh. Let's see here. We don't want it to get it carried away. You'll end up looking like me. That wouldn't be too bad, would it? This could grow another 2 feet of hair. You have all those boys chasing you over there when you work out in the gym.
I don't know if my husband would appreciate that.
Husbands, excuse me, husbands.
Listen, he's
we don't
wanted
want
a
to
new
pay
woman.
attention.
Wait till he sees this.
He'll love the new woman,
Right.
and that's what's important.
He says variety.
There, he'll have that variety with that look.
Oh, this is great.
You know, just gives a lot more fullness.
Right.
Just letting that happen. Just lift that hair, spray in the root area, drop it, just let it happen so that you end up with just a lot more hair.
Right. And you know, Lori, I look younger.
That's what it
I
does,
look younger.
yeah. Now, we've still got our volume in our hair. We've still got our look. But now we're going to change it. Now we're going to do, and just take a comb, just any kind of comb. Like I said, doesn't matter color. Just take that up, bring it, just push it in. The same thing on the other side. Just going to turn you around just a little angle here so that they can see at home what we're doing. And let me push this in a little bit more so that we sort of cascade it down, makes the hair look a little bit longer.
Gosh.
You see? Then we're just going to pick this up, do some separate little curls here. Let's give it a little bit more dimension.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
A completely different look.
Yeah. And then let's utilize these little curls right here. Let's pull some of these down a little. Okay, turn your head just a slight angle here. I'm going to pull this little kiss curl down. And we've done another look.
Great. And Lori, it smells good too.
Yeah, aren't those fragrances great?
Yeah, I love it.
Get a lot of compliments on those. But now see, we've done, look at the different hairstyles.
Yeah.
Now there's one other thing that we could continue, and that is we can take another comb, because we've already got this one look. Let's just give another look to you. Say, for instance, you're going to go out for the evening, you're going to go dancing.
Great.
You want to wear a low-cut dress? Let's just take this other comb, just pull it up, just go into here, put that in, and there we are. We just let some of these little pieces hang, and there we are, now we have a different look. It's much more of an updo. Where the other was like a cascade, now we have an updo.
Fantastic.
In this section, Lori will show you a few additional techniques that she worked on earlier today with some other women. Don't be afraid to try all the styles. You're sure to find one that works for you. Like Janice, Heidi has very fine, limp hair, but thanks to Lori, there's no reason to look that way. A good technique is to use the memory hold to set the rollers. Lori had her roll the top rollers to the side because her hair is too fine to change its direction after it's rolled. Once she's removed all the rollers, she gives another generous spray before letting it cool completely. This really helps hold the set. It's important when you're brushing your hair out to brush up as much as possible to keep that volume. To further enhance and hold the fullness, Heidi is giving a few sprays up and under the layers of hair. It looks like she has lots more hair. She's got a soft, natural style for the whole day. To add even more volume to her hair, Lori had Heidi do a slight root tease. This differs from old teasing methods because you lightly tease the root area only, so your hair still has a soft, natural-looking flow to it. Just add a light spray to hold it. It looks great. Shape and fluff the bangs with your fingers for texture. Now Heidi has more volume than she ever imagined. Alex has a slight wave to her hair and a blunt cut. She's going to show how easy it is to add tons of volume and soft, sexy curls. With pin curls, you section your hair like you would with rollers. The smaller the sections, the more curl, so be careful or you could end up with too much. Then, you begin twisting the section, and after a couple of inches, you curl it around on itself and continue twisting and curling and twisting and curling again and again. Then, once you have it all curled up, hold it down with your finger. Secure the section with a bobby pin, and then one more. Pretty easy, huh? Now, let's watch Alex do one more curl. She's picking up her second section. She only needs 2 sections to cover the whole top of her head. Alex then sprays a little memory hold to set the curl. She begins twisting. She adds a little spray, and she's twisting and twisting, and she begins curling it around on itself while she continues twisting and curling again and again. She holds it down with her finger and just secures it with a bobby pin. After using the heat bonnet from Lori's heat-activated moisturizer kit, Alex lets her hair cool thoroughly and then removes the pins. Next, she separates the individual curls and blends them together with a pick because using a brush would pull some of the curl out. This is the finished look. Give it an all-over spray to hold the curl, and you're ready for work or play. Therese is growing out her very processed platinum blonde hair. We don't want the various lengths to look choppy, and we want to work with styles that offset the potential severity of the color. She rolled her hair on large rollers for a soft wave and volume. Her top rollers go straight back because you want to avoid a definite part when you have a color that shows root growth so fast, and her hair is long and heavy enough to go whichever direction she puts it. Now, Therese shows how she separates the curls with her fingers to get a tousled Marilyn Monroe look. Again, for a more natural look, work with your hair before, during, and after spraying. Don't be afraid to use the memory hold while styling. This is the best way to add texture to your hair. For those of you with this in-between hair length, Laurie's going to have Therese show you how to do a French twist. First, she adds some volume and sprays up underneath to make her hair easier to manage. She fluffs it out and flips her head over, so gravity works with her. She twists and tucks the hair in all the way up the back of her head, gathering as much hair as she can from the sides as she works her way up. She takes the loose hair on top and fluffs it up and over the top. Then she secures it with a hairpin. She continues working with the top of her hair until she places those curls exactly where she wants them. Laurie's going to have Therese do the French twist one more time. This time, she fluffs her hair even more. She bends over to work with gravity and begins twisting and tucking the hair in again. Don't worry if there's a few hairs you don't get at first. You can always pin them in later. She finishes tucking it all the way up and holds it in place with her fingers. This time, she's going to use bobby pins, which might be easier for some of you. She places one at the very top and a second one at the base. That's all it really takes to secure it. Now, she works with the hair on top of her head, once again placing the curls exactly how they'll look best. She's adding a little more height on top by backcombing a little with her fingers. Once she's just about done, she gives herself a final spray and continues to work the curls a little more. Now she's got a fabulous upscale look that only took minutes and looks terrific. She's really pleased with how it turned out. Louise's hair is flat on top and curly on the bottom. She's going to demonstrate a great way to revive a perm. A spray of memory hold on her towel-dried hair will help define her curls. She dries her hair. Using a diffuser, she pushes it all the way up and into her scalp and alternates scrunching intermittently with her hands. After her hair is dry, she rolls just the top section of her hair, which is where the straight hair shows. The technique that makes it look just like permed hair is to take each section and twist it all the way down before putting it on the roller. Be sure to twist all the way to the ends. Louise is using a tiny roller because this is the size closest to the size of her own curls, so it will look the most natural. This is a terrific technique because it requires only 4 or 5 rollers. She's left the rollers in enough time for a really tight curl. Then she removes them very carefully so the curls can cool in the exact shape she wants them in. It's very important to let them cool completely before you begin to separate them so you don't pull any of the curl out. Once you've separated the curls gently with your fingers, flip your head over. Use your fingers to mix all your curls together and give it a few sprays with memory hold. This enables you to use your hands to scrunch more curls into the underneath layers of your hair. Now you're ready to flip it back over. Looks like a new perm. Now Louise is drying her curly hair in a straight style. She's using a wide, flat paddle brush, pulling down on her hair while holding the dryer against the brush. For a page boy look, she uses a wide diameter roller brush, just to add a slight turn under to the ends. This is her finished look. She adds a little height in front by lifting and spraying in memory hold. Then it's important to give her hair an overall spray to keep it from curling up or getting frizzy later in the day. We wouldn't want to spoil this beautiful look.
Hi, I want you to meet Andrea. And she's here today because she has a stylized haircut. Now, what do you normally do with your hair, Andrea?
Well, I normally wear it like this. Since I've had it cut this way, I just assumed that was the only way I could wear it.
Okay. Well, you can wear it many other ways than this, and I'm here to show you how. Now, one of the first things that I want to use on her is the crystalline shine. So, the first thing we're doing is just going to add a few little drops here and go through it, and you want to make sure that you go through it evenly. Just like that, and just go through all over the place. Don't be afraid of it. Can't hurt you. You probably haven't had this much touching in a long time, have you? There we go. Now I'm going to run the comb through it. If you don't have a comb at home, you can use one of those vent brushes or anything. Just want to make sure that it's all the way through. That's the important thing. Okay, now we've got it. Now one of the things, first thing I want to do with her is give it a little bit more hair going forward. A little bit more sexy look. So I'm just going to take my fingers, run it through the hair, going forward, just pulling it, just almost like lifting it up, getting it going, just pulling it as much as I can. Give that look here. Pick it up. Then I want to take and I'm going to pull a little bit of this off. Just give her a little bit more height here. Let a little piece hang here. Now over in this corner, I want to pull this back a little bit. And what I want to have you do, Andrea, since you're on that side, I want you to spray this and just hold it about 6 to 8 inches away and just spray the hair and then follow through with your hand. There you go. You want to make sure that your hand follows the spray so you push it in. Okay, now just give it a couple more shots. Okay, and then just always, because we want to have this a little bit more slick so that we have a little bit of different look there. Okay? So you've got one side going back, one that's a little bit more direction to the face. You know, you want to point it more to the eye. In fact, even at this point, you could even take some of the crystalline shine and put it on the little tips like this and give it a little bit more of that spider effect. Do you know? And then just maybe like wear one earring on this side. It just makes it a little more dramatic. Now, another thing we can do is just bring most of this hair off the head. I'm going to use the brush now. I'm going to brush through it a little bit because we want to give her a little bit more of an evening look now. So we want to just take the brush it back very easily. I'm using a paddle brush because it seems to work well for me in getting through that hair. It covers a little bit more territory. The same thing on this side. And we want to give her just a tinge more height. So what we're going to do in here, we're just going to lift that hair, give a couple little spritz. Now when we let go, see, gives a little bit more air, a little more volume there. Okay, now the first thing we're going to do now is bring it off the face totally. Just bring that off. Okay, now we're going to slick this back like this, pushing that in. Because remember now, her hair, it's cut in one length from here to here, and it sort of has a tendency to bulb out. So just make sure that when you do work with it, push it in a little so that it doesn't. Unless you're going for a real fancy look, then you can. Because in some of the hairdos today, in the magazine that they're showing, they make it even more so. But if you don't want to and have a little bit more sophistication, just bring that back. A little bit more. There we go. Pull that back here. Now I'm going to use my little, here we go. Blend this together. Right in here. Turn here. There we go. can't see on this side. Turn a little bit towards this angle. There we go. Here. Normally I wouldn't be draped all over you, but there we are. Now we're just going to push this in just a hint. There we go. Now we have a nice evening look, or even just going to the office. It just gives a little bit more severity.
In this section, Laurie worked with these women to show them the versatility of their hair. Don't let short hair limit your styling options. Marla's hair is straight and fine. Laurie had her roll the top in large rollers to add volume and some wave that will blend with her shorter hair on the bottom. Notice the pattern of her rolling goes to the side, the same way she parts her hair. Marla's hair is so short and fine it might stick straight up if she didn't set it in the direction she wanted it to go. After removing her rollers, she straightens her curls and gives her hair a generous all-over spray. She uses more product because her hair is so fine. Of course, she lets her hair cool completely before she begins brushing. Now this is easy. All Marla has to do is straighten her part and then start brushing her hair back. She continues brushing back until it blends perfectly with the shorter hair at the bottom. Marla's finished look doesn't look set or styled. It just looks like she has a full, healthy, beautiful head of hair. For a totally different look, Marla wets her hair with water and then sprays styling gel on her wet hair for a slick back look. She combs thoroughly through her hair, and in this way, she distributes the gel, and then she just plays with the front a little, making sure she gets each one of those carefree-looking little bangs exactly where she wants them. Now, she's going to change the look by blowing just her bangs dry with a roller brush. The loose, fluffy bangs soften the look a little, and this combination is great if your face is too long, narrow, or angular for the severity of totally slicked back hair. Jan has fairly limp hair with some wave on the ends. She's going to style her hair with a roller brush rather than setting it. Some of you are intimidated by the thought of holding a brush in one hand and the dryer in the other. Well, don't be afraid to put the dryer down to work with your brush and spray, and then pick up the dryer when you're ready. She's drying, then spraying, and then drying the spray in. We're not going to show you the whole process because you use the brush just as you would rollers. This is the finished look. Jan pulls and sprays to add texture for a more natural look. Jan is going to show you women with short hair a great look that only takes a minute. All she did was to pull the sides straight up and hold it in place with a pretty comb. It's a very flattering and dressy look, and it can give the illusion of much longer, fuller hair.
Hi, this is Tracy, and Tracy's here with me today because she's going to show how to do a few hairdos on her hair. One of the things I'd like to talk about first with Tracy is, first of all, you know she's got about a 4 or 5 inch regrowth here. She hasn't had a streaks done in a while. But I'm going to do a style later on to show how you can camouflage a little bit of that for some of you girls out there who don't get to the beauty shop as often. Another thing is that Tracy has a body wave in her hair, but it's grown out as well. So we're going to take care of that problem at the same time. Now, how we got Tracy's hair the way it is now is we just blow dry it very gently. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to tip you right there, get my dryer, and just pull that hair up. If you can't handle it, just go to the dryer, holding it a little distance away. Never use it too hot or you'll burn your hair. You'll smell something cooking and it won't be food. If you can't handle it, turn it off, set it down, get it out of your way, let go of the hair, let it cool a second, then just drop that easy so that you just get that kind of a turn here. And that's really what's been done with her, just very loose, light look. Now Tracy also, she can do her hair in a French twist. And I'd like you to show everybody out there, Tracy, how you get your height in there.
You want to do the height here
Yeah.
first?
Okay. You know, what we should do here to show people is, let's give it a little height here with the brush first. And just do it here. Now I'm going to take a little of the memory hold, give it a little bit more volume. And I'm just going to take the dryer, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of air there so that I can get that to set up for me. Drop that down, just take that down, and now see what's happened? We pick up a nice amount of volume here. So there we go, we've got that. Now show how you would do it. Okay.
You want to put the French twist in?
Yeah. She's going to be showing you how she does her French twist. This is called the easy way. You buy these, they're like a banana clip, and they come in all different colors and such. You just bring your hair back, as she did, tilt your hair a little bit, leaving it right in the crown area here, and then you just clip. So here, now she's got like a ponytail. Now watch how she is going to take and make that into a French twist. Yeah, see, she's just combing with her hands, pulling that over to the side. It's a great cheat, but boy does it look nice when it's finished. Just take your bobby pins and go through it. It's really not as difficult as it may seem. It's just, you know, taking your time. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
One more on the top
Yeah.
to sort of tuck it in.
That's right. Now what she's done up here is she's just and she's sort of tucked that underneath. The only thing at this point right now, we just take a little memory hold just to sort of seal that. There we go. There we are. But I mean, this is a very fast, quickie little French twist. And then she could take her bangs. Here, let's see here. Let those relax a little bit. There.
That's great.
Yeah, so there we have a French twist. Very simple. Remember, just pick it up, put your hair in the banana clip, put it like this, turn the hair over, do your bobby pins, use a little of the hairspray, and there you are, and just fix your bangs. Now you want to take that down, and we'll go to another step. There's a lot of things you can learn with your hair here, and she's got that length that just hits the shoulder. Here we go. Now another thing we could do is so we can cheat a little French braid. Now how you do that is just pick yourself up some of these little elastic bands, different colors, whatever. Now Tracy's going to show how she does it. Just start brushing the hair, get your little bit of your fullness in there. Then you want to take and section your hair off. Yeah, there we go. Just pick that up. Make sure you leave it a little in the crown. Don't get it up too high up here. Bring it down a little bit so that you don't have, you want it to look like a French braid. There we are. Good. Now she's just putting that in like a ponytail. You see how she's doing that? Okay. All right.
There?
Yeah, you want to pull that back just a little bit because it's a little bit too much right in here. That's what I would say. Now pick up another section. I'm going to lift this up just to show you what she's going to be doing. Now pick up the section there just to show them how it's done. Now what she's going to do is going to drop that together and do another one. If you have to clip the hair out of the way to do it, just until you grab a hold of that hair, do it. If you don't, then don't worry about it. There we go, two. Now she's going to pick up another section of hair, and she's going to bring that together. Here, let me help you. I'll give you here we go. Okay. And she's going to clip that together as well. Remember, you're bringing that hair into each part of the rubber band. May have you come and work for me, Tracy. You're doing good. Now you're going to take that last section and bring those together the same way. Now see, it's not even taking her a minute to get this done. Yeah. Okay, one more clip. There we go. All right. Now, since her hair starts to get a little short at this point, we can do is we have a pretty rose. There are other things out there you can utilize, but let's just use this for now. And let's just take this around. Here we go. At the base here, and just sort of spread that hair out. And what we've taken and made something quite glamorous. And it only took her, what, a couple minutes. Now, the only thing is I would suggest you do when you get to this point, just take and pull those little pieces that maybe that are too short, pull those back, just take a little of the memory hold and spritz it there, spritz it here. And the same thing with your bangs. Just pick those up. Maybe put a little bit of teasing here, just to fill that out a little bit. So that we end up with, you know, a nice fancy little do there. She's ready to go out to the ball. So that looks great. Now let's take that down. Now let's just say she's come home, her hair is straight. She doesn't have time to jump in the shower, wash her hair, and start all over again. Okay? You want to help me, Tracy, take these out? You put them in, and you're going to be able to, I may pull half her hair out. I don't want any tears shed here.
No tears.
There we go. Anyway, so here she's got straight hair. She wants to go boogieing the night. She wants to go dancing. And she likes her hair more with that natural curl look. So now what we do, she doesn't have to jump in the shower. We're going to do it. We're going to grab a water spritzer. And the first thing we're going to do is break up that hair a little bit, you know, a little bit of that hairspray. And let's just start spritzing, because we're going to use the diffuser. I'm going to show a lot of you don't know how to use that. So we're going to get going on this and just here, wet that. There we go. Get up underneath. Your hair doesn't have to be any more wet than it is right here. Now I'm going to ask Tracy, how would you dry your hair and get that scrunch look? Will you show me and show everyone out there? Okay. Well, this is one way to do it. There is an easier way, and I'd like to show everyone out there, and that is this diffuser. You can buy them just about anywhere. They have like a little hand in there. Attach that to your dryer. Make sure it fits good. If you'll hold this for me, Tracy, I want to get a little of the memory hold in there so that I can make sure that my hair is going to work for me. You just use this for just everything. Okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to start with diffusing her hair down here. I want to also show how to work with these clips, because you see the root area here? Let me show you that first, because this is the area I want to get a good lift to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just give a little spritz here, and then I'm going to take just these little butterfly clips that you can buy, and I just want to give a little bit of lift action here. So just going to dig in like a wave. Just pull in, lift that hair like that. Probably feel like you're going to take off right any moment. Just get one right up in here. I'm going to go from this angle. Just, okay, and I'm going to give it just a little spritz. And while those are working, we're going to be working down here. Now I'm going to let Tracy do it, but I want to show you guys how to work it. That is, you take this hand, put that hair in, bring it up, hold it up here. It's one hand job. Just, there we go. It's getting the roots dry, it's getting all the ends dry. You're not going to get real dry ends this way. It's going to end up having the little curls down here, which you want. You get a ringlet effect rather than just that dry look. So just pick that up, go right up into the hair, right into the scalp at any angle. It doesn't matter. Tracy, I'm going to have you do this now so that you can see. Go on the other side and show them. Just make sure you get the ends in. There you go. You go all the way up. Count to maybe 3, 4, 5. Then let go. And then get a new head of hair. And just make sure you get it in there and go all the way up to that root area. Then what we want to do is put a little bit of heat. Now take a little bit of heat right up here, Tracy, and get in this area because you want to dry that. Move your diffuser around the hair because you want to get in here and get that dry so that it all comes out together. There you go. Yeah, there, just put it right up into that scalp. And as you're finished, come back and hit this again. Just hold that up here. There you go. All right. Now when you want to get back in here, there you go. See, she puts her hair right up in it. That's exactly right. So it's very easy. It just may seem a little difficult at first. After a while, you get the hang of it, and then it's easy. Okay, there we are. Now do this up here again. Okay. They're pretty much dry. You can go back in through here a little bit more. Yeah. Just remember, get that hair inside that diffuser, push it all the way up. If you want it this time, you could even add a little bit of the spray gel if you want. Get a little bit more there, just go right in. But if you're using the memory hold, that's fine. Just use that, you don't need anything else. Great. Okay, now up here, now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take this out and then just out here and take this out, right in here, and then just take the diffuser and just for the last brief minute, just give a little bit of air in there. Really? Okay, we set this aside. And what we've done is we've given her a real permed look. And then the crown where it's grown out, you're not noticing as much because it's lifted it. Okay, now one of the last things I want to finish with Tracy is her bangs. Because this is a finished look right here. Here we go. Now, with this hairdo, it's totally finished. She can go out for the evening, anywhere she wants to go. It's just another way you can do your hair with a diffuser and a hair dryer and memory hold, and it works. So try it. Hi, I just wanted to take another time just to show you Tracy's hair with hot rollers. Now I've already taken most of them out. I'm just finishing up right now. But I wanted you to see a new look to do with your hair with hot rollers that a lot of you probably don't know. You've taken the hot rollers out. This is it. We're going to take just a squirt of our little memory hold, just so that we have some good holding power there. And I'm not going to brush it. I'm just going to use my fingers and just go through the hair like this, just breaking it up a little bit like that. And then I'm going to take, and I'm just going to grab this hair, and I'm going to pick up one of these combs that you see right here. I'm just going to come right up here into the side and just let that comb work for me. Then I'm going to take and go around on this side, and you can sit right here, that's okay, and do the same thing, just pulling that hair up like this. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the back. Now all you'd want to do now is just allow your fingers to really do it. You're just pushing that in, letting those little curls happen. It's almost like a 40s Betty Grable look, which is very popular. Just then grab that, do a little bit of the spray, Okay. Okay. Turn around here. Here we are. There, we could pull that down just a hint. It's really catches what can. All you're doing is really just taking your fingers, pulling it up. Let the hair work for you. If your hair is a little curlier than Tracy's, then it'll just have more of that 1940s look with that real tousled curl look. But this is just taking and make it work for you. As you can see, we just have sort of a little cascade curl. It's almost like in the old days when we would put, like in the 50s, we used a lot of postiches, which would be just an extra piece of hair you would put on the head up here after you've pulled your hair together. This way, you have that postiche, and there you go, and you have a little different look. Yeah, and you just utilize the bangs, but basically that's all there is to it. But it's just another look that I think works great with hot rollers.
In this section, Laurie worked with these women on a variety of styles to enhance the beauty of their long hair. Carla has long, heavy hair. Laurie had her roll it to give it some curl and volume. The direction of the top rollers is straight back, so she can decide where to part it, depending on the style she chooses. The first technique she's trying is for a looser, full look. Instead of brushing out the curls, she tips her head over and shakes them loose with her hands. She sprays the underneath section of her hair a few times, and then she uses her hands to scrunch for more volume underneath the rest of her hair. She flips her head up, starts working the shape, and then she sprays up and under on each side of her head, holding the hair for a few seconds to set the hold. After she finishes both sides of her hair, and she's satisfied that she has enough width to her style, she lifts her bangs and sprays to add more height in the front, and this completes her tousled, sexy look. For a little softer, more conservative style, Carla brushes her hair through thoroughly and adds a part to the side, then she just fluffs it a little. Laurie's going to have Carla show you a quick, easy way to do a French twist. First, she backcombs one side of her hair for fullness, and she brushes it over to blend it in. Then, she pulls all the hair from that side to the back of her head. Once she has it in place, she secures it by using a couple of bobby pins going vertically up the back of her head. This will hold the hair in place while she starts working on the other side. Next, she lightly backcombs the other side of her hair so the volume will be even with the first side. She blends that side of her hair in, like she did on the first one. Then, working from that side, she takes all her hair and wraps it up and around the bobby pins she has in place. Once she tucks it into place, she takes a hairpin and secures it. All she needs now is one more pin for a final hold. Now she can work with the front to place her hair where she wants it. And her French twist looks great. For a sportier look, Carla is doing 3 connected ponytails down the back of her head. She's already done the first one, and now she's combining it with the next section of her hair. Now that she has that secured, she picks up the bottom section and combines that with all the hair above it. You notice she's using covered rubber bands. You should never use regular rubber bands because they catch in your hair and can break it off. Now she straightens her hair in the bands, and then straightens the bands so they look neater. An overall spray will hold any stray hairs in place. This is a great no-maintenance look that will last you a whole day of sports. Mara has very long straight hair. Sometimes it's hard to manage this long of a length, so let's do a few styles. First, she finishes up blow-drying her hair. It should be totally dry. The first thing Laurie's having Mara do is pick up the top section of one side of her hair and backcomb it lightly. Then she twists it around toward her head, holds it in place, and secures it with a comb. Now she takes the other side and basically does the same process, backcombing ever so lightly so the top hair remains smooth. Again, she picks up the side hair back to just behind her ear, twists it toward her head, and secures it with a comb. Now she's blending her bangs in with the rest of her hair for a more tailored look, and sprays her hair in place. This gives her hair a finished look, but still shows off her length. Now, Mara takes the same look one step further. All she does is loosely gather all her hair and pull it back in a barrette, right at the nape of her neck. This is a wonderful, no-maintenance, tailored look for the office. Now, Mara's going to show us how to do a classic top knot. The first thing she does is gather up all her hair. If you're having a hard time, you can start by doing a loose ponytail on top of your head. Once she gathers her hair, she starts twisting it. She continues twisting it a few inches into the hair, and then curls it around on itself. Then she just pulls the end through to form a knot. Once she's pulled the ends through, all she has to do is tuck them around and under. Then she secures it with a bobby pin. Again, we have another style that's probably much easier than you imagined. An overall spray, and Mara's ready for the executive boardroom. Now Mara is going to show us her version of a French twist. When your hair is this long, it's really difficult to gather it all up and twist it around to make a French twist. So what Mara does is twist it up, and then she loops it down and back up. She holds it in place and then secures it with a large tooth butterfly clip. She loosens a few bangs and has another great look. Alexandra has very curly, thick hair. Since she has it all one length, it really weighs down. This is not flattering, so Laurie had her move her part way over to the side. She blends the hair with her fingers. Then she sprays the top and works the spray in while she lifts with her fingers to add more height. This is a much better look for her. In this second method, she takes the sides of her hair and pulls them up to the top and fastens them with a hairpin. Then she lifts the hair in front of the hairpin for more height. She sprays to hold it, lifts again, and adds one more pin to secure it. This gives Alexandra another way to reshape the line of her hair, to flatter her face. Elizabeth has long, slightly wavy hair. She's using a medium-width brush to dry her bangs. This is the first step to style her hair straight. Even if you have straight hair, you need to help it a little, or it could dry flat with ratty ends. Now she uses a larger brush to add a little height only along her part line, so the height is balanced. For the sides, she uses the paddle brush, pulling down on her hair while holding the dryer up to the brush. She gives an overall spray to hold the body and to keep her hair from waving up or getting frizzy later in the day. One last overall brush through, and her hair looks great. Next, she has a ponytail at the nape of her neck. She separates a space above the band and pulls it up and through. Be sure to work with it till you get all the ends through. You can see this technique adds a beautiful roll to her hair. Then you spread the ponytail out to tighten the elastic under the roll and just add a barrette or a bow to finish the look. Now Elizabeth will show us how to do a French braid. She starts by gathering the hair from the top of her head and begins braiding that section. Don't be too hard on yourself with this style. Very few people can do a French braid on their own hair. But Laurie will have Elizabeth show you the whole process, so if you're one of those lucky people who have the dexterity, you'll know how. Once she reaches the crown of her head, she begins combining hair from alternating sides in with each loop of the braid. This is basically what she does all the way down the back of her head, pulling each loop tight so it lays close to her head. Once again, we know this looks awfully difficult. It's something you may not be able to learn, but if you feel you can, watch her very carefully over and over and give it a try. Maybe even if you can't learn how to do a French braid on your own hair, you'll learn how to do it on one of your friends or your children. And after all, Laurie has given you lots of other alternatives on this tape. When she gets past the bottom of her hairline, she just continues like a regular braid all the way down to the tips of her hair. And then she fastens the end with a band. If you feel intimidated by this style, it's perfectly natural. Some people just have the knack for it. So have fun trying.
Working with hair color is near and dear to my heart. It's how I got started in this business, and to this day I can still say I truly love it. I've been fortunate enough to have been able to create some of the most fabulous heads of hair that you've seen in the movies over the last 26 years. The key to my success can be the key to yours too. That is that there are no two heads of hair alike. Therefore, what looks great on one person doesn't necessarily look good on another. First of all, look at your wardrobe. Do you look best in warm or cool colors? Next, and I think this is the single best thing you can do to pick a hair color that's right for you. Go to a wig store or department store that carries wigs and try on the various colors. When you try the wig on, don't let yourself focus on style. Just pay attention to the color. If you can't find a store that carries wigs, you can get by going to a fabric store and holding up various colors around your face. See what looks best. Most important, before you apply the color, read the directions carefully and follow them to the letter. And whatever you do, don't skip the patch test. Those are my general rules for home coloring. But now let's look at some specific tips and techniques for application.
Carla's going to apply a 5-week non-peroxide rinse to her hair to hide her gray and add more vibrance. You can't lighten your hair with a non-peroxide rinse. You can only add color. She's washed her hair with clarifier and dried it without conditioning. Now she'll divide her hair into 4 sections for easier application. While she's doing that, let's go over a few more of Laurie's coloring tips. First of all, when you're ready to color your hair, be realistic. If you try to go more than 2 shades lighter than your own color in one process, you could end up with a bad color and worse condition. So if you need to make an overall radical change in color, see a professional. Color choice should be primarily based on your skin tone. Try to complement your coloring rather than matching it. If your hair is the same color as your skin, it can look really bland. If your hair and skin are already the same color, a few highlights around your face and crown might be a low-maintenance alternative to overall color. Age is always a consideration in choosing color. Your skin tone can change as you get older, and a color you looked beautiful in at a younger age might look harsh or inappropriate now. If your hair is just starting to gray like Carla's, you can use a non-peroxide rinse a few shades lighter than your own color for gorgeous highlights. Now that Carla has her hair all sectioned, she's ready to go. You notice that Carla is using a comb applicator tip on her color bottle. This makes her application a lot easier because it covers a wider area and distributes the color through the section you're working on at the same time. You can use this wide applicator with your non-peroxide rinse because you don't have to worry about damaging your hair from overlapping chemicals, and so the overall process takes less time. You'll see that Carla is working in half-inch sections to start her application. As she finishes each section, she pulls it over and starts the next section. As she applies the product, she only applies it from the root to about an inch out. The reason for this is very important. As you get further down the length of your hair, the hair's been through a lot more and is more porous. When hair's more porous, it absorbs color very quickly. So Lori's advice when you're using a non-peroxide rinse is to apply it as we've shown for the amount of time the directions say, and only distribute it throughout the rest of the hair for about the last 3 to 5 minutes. Be sure to work the color through thoroughly. Just clip it up for the last few minutes, and when you're done, rinse your hair thoroughly with warm water and follow with Lori's perfection. Jan's hair is colored, and she's going to lighten her roots. She's cleansed her hair with clarifier and dried it without conditioning. Jan is working with her hair in about quarter-inch sections. If you have too much hair in the section, redivide it, because you want to be very careful not to overlap the harsh chemicals. She's using a pointed tip on the bottle so she can make sure to distribute the color only to the root area. As she finishes each section, she pulls it over and starts the next section. Once she's through, she leaves the color on as per the directions on the product. If it gets irritating, remove it immediately. After thoroughly rinsing the color out with warm water, follow with Lori's perfection. This will condition your hair and help offset the smell of the chemicals.
Now this is the shortest section of this tape, and that's because I never recommend to anyone that they perm their own hair. As far as I'm concerned, when it comes to perms, you should always see a professional. First of all, you only need a perm a couple of times a year. And salons are always running specials, so it's just not worth the risk, time or effort to do it yourself, because with perms, it's really possible to damage your hair. Now, when you go in for a perm, it's very important for you to tell your stylist what you want. Don't be afraid to talk to them. Listen, they're not going to be doing brain surgery. They're hairstylists. They're there for you. Bring a picture and discuss with them the perm you want. Talk about the rod sizes. You can tell the various sizes by the colors of the rods. Don't select a smaller rod than the curl size you want because you think it will last longer. You could end up waiting months for those little fuzzy curls to grow out, and it just makes your perm tighter, not longer lasting. And take a few notes on what they use so that you remember 6 months later what to use or not to use. Then use my products and styling tips to prolong the life of your perm. And once again, always remember to use the clarifier before you have your hair permed. Well, we're just about out of time, And I hope that you've enjoyed watching this tape as much as I've enjoyed being in it. But even more important, I really hope that you'll follow my hair care system faithfully. If you do, I promise that you'll not only see an immediate difference in the way your hair looks and feels right now, but over time, you'll have a healthier, more naturally beautiful head of hair than you ever thought possible. Thanks for joining us.